You worked for 40 years. Every single paycheck, money came out for Social Security. Money you already paid income tax on once. So when that benefit finally starts arriving, it should be yours, free and clear, right? Not quite. The government can tax your Social Security a second time on the way out. And here's the twist almost nobody explains. Whether they do isn't really about your Social Security at all. It's about how much other income you have. Pull a little too much from your own savings, and you can accidentally make most of your Social Security check taxable and trip a hidden trap that pushes your real tax rate to 40%. I'm Ray. Today I'll show you exactly how Social Security gets taxed in 2026, the torpedo hiding in the rules, and the legal levers that can quietly shrink the bite. Quick and important, I'm not a CPA, attorney, or financial advisor. This is education, not tax advice. The thresholds and rules change over time, so always check the current numbers at irs.gov and ssa.gov, and bring a licensed professional into your own situation. Let's start with the rule everyone gets wrong. The IRS doesn't look at your Social Security check by itself. It looks at something called your provisional income, sometimes called combined income. And the formula is simple. Take all your other taxable income, pensions, IRA and 401k withdrawals, interest, dividends, add any tax-free interest, and then add just half of your Social Security benefits. That total, your provisional income, is the number that decides how much of your Social Security becomes taxable. And that's the part that catches people off guard. Two retirees can get the exact same Social Security check. One pays zero tax on it. The other pays tax on most of it, purely because of how much they pull from their other accounts. You have more control over this than you think. So where are the lines? There are 3 zones. For a married couple filing jointly, if your provisional income is under $32,000, you're in the green zone. 0% of your Social Security is taxed. Between $32,000 and $44,000, you're in the yellow zone. Up to half of your benefits can become taxable. And above $44,000, you're in the red zone. Up to 85% of your Social Security gets added to your taxable income. If you're single, the lines are far lower, just $25,000 and $34,000. That's it. Many single retirees, and a lot of surviving spouses, land in the taxable zone almost immediately. Now here's the quiet outrage. These thresholds were written into law back in the 1980s and 90s, and they have never been adjusted for inflation. Not once. 30-some years of rising prices, rising benefits, rising everything, and the lines haven't moved a dollar. So every year, the cost of living raise on your Social Security nudges your provisional income up, and more retirees who were never meant to be taxed get pulled over the line. When these rules were written, only about 1 in 10 retirees paid any tax on their benefits. Today it's well over half. Same lines, they just never moved. And one more thing. Everything we're talking about today is the federal tax. Most states leave Social Security alone, but as of 2026, a handful still tax it at the state level, each with its own rules. So check whether yours is one of them. For most of you though, the federal torpedo is the one that does the damage. This sets up one of the strangest traps in the whole tax code. Financial planners call it the tax torpedo. Here's how it works. Once you're in that taxable zone, every extra dollar you pull from a traditional IRA or 401k does double damage. That $1 is taxable on its own, but it also drags up to 85 cents of your Social Security into the taxable column right alongside it. So $1 of withdrawal can create $1.85 of taxable income. Let me put real numbers on it. Say you take an extra $1,000 from your IRA. In the red zone, that can make $850 of your Social Security newly taxable. So you're now taxed on $1,850, not $1,000. If you thought you were sitting comfortably in the 12% bracket, that withdrawal is actually costing you about 22%. And if you're in the 22% bracket, your true rate on that withdrawal jumps to 40.7%. That's the torpedo. A stretch of income where your real marginal tax rate is almost double the bracket you think you're in. And most people never even see it on their return. It doesn't show up as a separate line. It just quietly inflates the tax on a withdrawal you assumed was cheap. The cruel part is who it hits. Not the wealthy, who are already past it in the flat 85% zone, but the careful middle-income saver with a decent IRA and a modest Social Security check. The exact person who thought they did everything right. Now, you've probably seen the headlines. No tax on Social Security. So is all of this already gone? Not exactly, and this matters. The 2025 tax law did not repeal the tax on Social Security. The rule we just walked through is still right there in the code. What the law actually did was add a temporary bonus deduction, $6,000 per person age 65 and older, the same one we covered in the Roth video, for the years 2025 through 2028. That deduction is real, and it's helpful. It's the reason a large majority of retirees currently owe nothing on their benefits. But notice the catch. It's a deduction that can shrink or vanish if your income is higher. It phases out for upper-income retirees, and under current law, it expires after 2028. The Torpedo didn't go away. It got covered with a TARP, and the TARP has an expiration date. So whether it bites you today or a few years from now, it's worth knowing how to steer around it, and you can. The good news. Because the trigger is your provisional income, anything that lowers that number lowers your Social Security tax. Here are the legal levers. Lever 1. Roth money. Qualified withdrawals from a Roth don't count toward provisional income at all. Spend from your Roth instead of your traditional IRA in a high-income year, and you can keep more of your Social Security out of the taxable zone. This is exactly why we did the whole 0% Roth conversion video last week. Lever 2. Convert in the gap years. Converting traditional money to Roth before you turn on Social Security shrinks your future required withdrawals, which shrinks your future provisional income for the rest of your life. Lever 3. Give straight from your IRA. If you're charitable, a qualified charitable distribution, the QCD from the RMD video, sends money from your IRA to charity without it ever counting as income. It satisfies your required withdrawal without adding a dime to provisional income. Lever 4. Mind the order and the timing. The order you tap your accounts and the age you start Social Security both change where you land in those zones. None of this is exotic. It's just knowing the lines are there before you cross them. And the exact mix belongs in a conversation with a CPA, not a YouTube comment section. Richard and Martha both took Social Security, bringing in about $48,000 a year between them. Comfortable, but careful. They didn't think of themselves as high income at all. One spring, they decided to pull an extra $50,000 from Richard's traditional IRA to help a grandchild with a down payment. Generous, and totally their right. But when their CPA ran it, here's what they learned. With half their Social Security plus that withdrawal, their provisional income shot well past the $44,000 line, into the red zone. Suddenly up to 85% of their $48,000 in benefits, as much as $40,000, was taxable, on top of the withdrawal itself. Their CPA showed them the fix for next time. Take part of that money from Richard's Roth instead, spread the traditional withdrawals across 2 calendar years, and stay under the line. Same money to the grandkids, thousands less to the IRS. 5 steps to keep the Torpedo from catching you off guard. Step 1. Know your provisional income number. Add your other income plus half your Social Security. That single number tells you which zone you're in. Step 2. Find your nearest threshold. $25,000 and $34,000 if you're single. $32,000 and $44,000 if you're married. Know how much room you have before the next line. Step 3. Before any big withdrawal, check the zone. A large IRA withdrawal in 1 year is exactly what trips the Torpedo. See if spreading it across 2 years keeps you lower. Step 4. Use your Roth and QCDs on purpose to cover spending without raising provisional income. Step 5. Bring the whole picture to a CPA. Social Security, withdrawals, and Medicare's IRMA all move together, and a professional can map the cheapest path. If this made the rules a little clearer, hit subscribe. I break down a retirement money topic every single week. Tell me in the comments, did you know it was your other income that decides how much of your Social Security gets taxed? Next time, we go upstream to the biggest, most permanent Social Security decision of all: when to actually start claiming it. 62, 67, or 70? The wrong choice can cost a couple six figures over a retirement, and almost everyone gets the math backwards. Don't miss it. I'm Ray. Take care of your money and take care of each other. See you in the next one.